So this is part 2, okay, of the Elements of Fiction videos that I'm doing. I didn't want to make one video too long, so we did 2 sides. Now, this, or 2 videos, because this is 2 sides. We did this first page in part 1. Now we're going to do part 2, okay? Front and back. There's not too much on the back, it's more just a review, but this is this is our last element of fiction, and I left it last because it's one that middle schoolers have trouble with. Theme, okay? This is a controlling idea or lesson. Guys, you've got to just remember about the theme that this is the lesson that the author wants you to learn, what they're trying to teach you when you read this story. All right, the theme may be the author's opinion or views of human nature, for example. These are some common themes, okay? And we have a whole list here. We've got things aren't always what they seem, never give up, love is blind, believe in yourself, teamwork, people are afraid of change, dreams do come true, it's okay to be different. I also have, I always kind of leave this one blank so that we can talk about the one later that we're going to talk about, but I'll go ahead and put it on here so that when we get to that story, you guys can say, okay, that's where that one comes from, okay? So we're going to put in responsibility. All right, right there, because that's a common theme when it comes to books about someone growing up, because that's something that everyone kind of learns as they grow up and mature. So responsibility is a common theme there, okay? Now, I think the reason why this is right, it says right here, theme is the element students struggle with the most. I think that the reason why you guys struggle with this the most is because sometimes there can be more than one answer, and middle schoolers don't like that. So look right here, it says in the books of maybe The Hunger Games, which I use as an example a lot, there are many themes, okay? There's not just one. You could say that believe in yourself is a theme because, you know, Katniss believes she can win or she's gonna survive. Even though Katniss is learning that lesson, you can still learn about believing in yourself from this story. So what I mean by that is that Katniss is the main character, so that's what she's learning, but you can also think, well, what could I learn from The Hunger Games? And that too is, you know, believing in yourself and not giving up. So I said right here, even though you will most likely never be in The Hunger Games, you can still learn about believing in yourself from that movie, all right? So what would be a theme or lesson you could learn from these popular stories? So I've got Little Red Riding Hood. I've tried to pick stories that you guys are all familiar with, okay? Little Red Riding Hood, The Little Engine That Could, which I just read to Charlie the other night. The Wizard of Oz, Beauty and the Beast, and Cinderella. So Little Red Riding Hood, if you think about it, we've got the little girl, she's going through the woods, the wolf appears there, and he disguises himself as her grandmother. So I always kind of think that a big theme there in Little Red Riding Hood is things aren't always what they seem. If you want to kind of look up here for some ideas, that could work, okay? So write that down. I know that you guys probably write bigger than these little lines that I gave you, but try to smudge it up. Sorry, I can't talk and write at the same time. And you can think about that because she's talking to the wolf and she says, oh, Grandma, what big eyes you have. Little Engine That Could. That's an easy one, guys. Come on, never give up or believe in yourself. Right? Engine says, I think I can, I think I can. He keeps going until he gets to the top of the mountain. The Wizard of Oz. What do we think? Okay, up here, Dorothy goes all the way through Oz because in the beginning she says she wants to be somewhere else, she's going to run away. And then the whole time she's somewhere else, she says, there's no place like home. All right, she learned that. She had to go somewhere else to know that she loves being with her family and that there is no other place like home. She had to figure it out for herself, is what Glenda tells her. Beauty and the Beast. Okay, there's lots of different ones that could go here. You could argue to me that Love is Blind works there because Beauty, or Belle falls in love with the Beast even though, you know, he doesn't look that great, or it's okay to be different, or we could say that things aren't always what they seem there because he looked, you know, mean and vicious, and she found out that he was actually, you know, a good guy and kind. So we could put lots of different things there, and that's why people say that they don't feel confident picking the theme because they feel like there's one right answer. Well, there's not. You could have lots of them. Cinderella, what do we think here? Okay, she is in rags, she has to be a servant, and then she becomes a princess because she sings that song about how dreams do come true, okay? And she wanted to marry the prince and her stepmother locked her away, but she knew that dreams do come true. That's what she learns from that, okay? So make sure that you have those written down so that when you're studying for your test, which this is your study guide, you're going to have some examples of themes, and you can kind of think back to those stories, think back to those movies, little books that you read, and say, okay, yeah, I can see that now. That is a lesson that I can learn about my life, even though these characters were doing something different in that story. Now, this right here is about the story Duffy's Jacket, okay? This is the first story that we're going to read together this week in school. So we're not going to go over this right now, okay? We're going to go back to this once we've read our story. So we'll do that. That'll be another video that we can go over. So flip to the back here, okay? This is a review, all right? These are the 6 elements of fiction. I want you to fill yours in like this chart here. You don't have to make a chart or anything. You can just fill them out. Just get used to practicing them all in a row. All right? What are the 2 categories of conflict? For this sheet right here, you're going to go through and you're going to find all the answers here and fill these in. All right? So the 6 elements of fiction are going to come from right here. 2 categories of conflict. Well, go back through until you find the conflict. And for that one, 2 categories, not the types, but the categories, you're going to write external and internal right here. So move right on through here, okay? This is the term for the main character of the story. You'll find all of this on your worksheets, okay, in one place or the other. So read through until you find it. I'm not going to go over all of that with you. I want you to look and find yourself. 4 types of points of view, what type of conflict, okay, this is a review question. Now, in your own words, describe theme and pick your favorite book or movie. I'm going to let you do a movie this time because themes are in movies as well. And write down a possible theme from that book or movie. Explain why you think that is the theme. That is very important. I don't want you to just write down Cinderella, dreams come true. I want you to think of your favorite book or movie, all right, and then tell me why you think that's the theme. And remember, it's just practice. If you're having problems and you're struggling with theme, it's okay. That's the one that middle schoolers have the hardest time, but remember, there's more than one right answer, okay? So you could say that in the Hunger Games, it's don't give up, or it could be about how the Capitol has, too much control, and it should be more about freedoms. So you just tell me what you think your favorite theme is in your favorite movie or book, and then, or what the theme is in your favorite movie or book, and explain it to me. To get your full points, you kind of need to fill up all these lines, guys. It's not going to be a short little answer to explain something to me. All right, so that's the end of part 2. So now you have a complete handout of front and back of both sides that I want you to keep, because when I tell you to study for your elements of fiction test, this is going to be everything that you need to know right here. I make the test by looking at this. All right, so that's all you need to know, and you can rewatch this video as many times as you want, guys. All right, we're done.